Hey, what's up guys, it's ElasticSpyder here, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the new Tier 10 French battleship that is in the arsenal. We are looking at the Bourgonge. I think I'm pronouncing that right. If you guys want to see more in this replay, well, be sure to stay tuned. Alright everybody, how you all doing? Welcome to this community replay. We are looking at some Bourgogne gameplay. Again, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I am, please let me know down in the comments so I can actually do it correctly. But we are looking at a community replay. In this replay, well, it is Mega Dude. He is playing in the new French battleship, as I said in the intro, and well, it's going to be a fantastic replay. And as of right now, he is really the only person that I personally know who has one of these ships, since he did not get a Stalingrad at the time that it came out. So for the most part, he is one of the only players that I know that has it, and he's playing in a division with Hymus Retes ... and he's playing in his Minotaur and the Wicked Worm, who is in the Des Moines. So this ship, well, it is one heck of a ship, but for the most part is pretty much going to be kind of like an Alsace, but at tier 10, with a few caveats and differences as well, which, depending on how you look at it, either make or break the ship. So, what is special about this Bourgogne? Well, obviously you can see right now we have a main battery reload booster that is active for, I believe, 20 seconds. So, and it halves your reload, which is good for you, because when you start out with a 28-second reload on these 15-inch guns, well, certainly it is, you can get at least a good amount of use out of it. It looks like just about two, if you time it correctly, about 2 full salvos off. At a 14-second reload, that is just perfect. You can start shooting at a cruiser, turning out, or like maybe this battleship, and, you know, be able to, you know, as he's exiting his turn, put another round down range, and then maybe a third one, if you so choose to. Now, as I kind of mentioned, when the French cruisers got their main battery reload booster, well, it is also not only used well for AP, but it's also used very effectively with HE. If you're fighting, let's say, a bow on Yamato, for example, or any bow in battleships, or I guess Stalingrad as well, you can also do that and just spam him down, pretty much guaranteeing fires, at least hopefully. Hopefully RNG does not screw with you too much. Now, unfortunately, our friend the Wicked Worm goes down a little bit earlier, but that is maybe good for Mega Dude, since that does maybe mean that he has a little bit more damage to farm. So our plan to go to A first is, well, it's not a bad idea. Typically, for the most part, every time I've played on this map, the Atlantic, I've always seen teams heavily spawned at C on either side, and that means that, well, most of the time this fight is over C. However, this time it doesn't really look like it. Now it looks like, I mean, there is still a fight at C, but maybe it's, I don't know, maybe our team just didn't want to go over there, for example. But nonetheless, a fight over A is always interesting. For the most part, it's going all right. So what would, well, obviously I don't have one. What you know, modules and captain perks would I recommend? Well, I mean, that's obviously a tough one, but from what I can see, if you got the the special upgrade, the damage control, that's obviously good. Main battery is also good, since these are 15-inch guns, and maybe they've got a higher tendency to get broken. I'm not really sure, but that's always a good choice. Obviously, speed boost would actually be very, very awesome on this if you do manage to have it. You know, this is one of the fastest, actually I think it is the fastest tier 8 battleship. It's starting at 32 knots, and then if you do with the speed flag and the speed boost consumable, you can get up to 38 knots, which is pretty impressive for a battleship. And, you know, being able to chase down pretty much any cruiser, and even being somewhat competitive with something like a cab. Obviously, that's not going to be fully competitive, but, you know, you're going to certainly give him a run for his money. So the speed is ultimately one of your biggest assets, and, you know, why not boost it even more? And there's a nice kill on the Kronstadt there, wiping him off the map. That tier 9 Russian, I guess, premium cruiser. Now, it's kind of your toss-up between what you want to do with the Bourgonge. You can either do AA, and we can see here it doesn't look like Mega's got anything spec'd into AA. It looks like he's fully spec'd into accuracy, which is why I suggest that, so considering the AA on this ship, well, it's not magnificent, but at least the mid-range, you can actually get a pretty nasty build. The mid-range has about 306 average DPS stock, and that's at 4.5. Now, if you put any sort of modules like AFT, that sort of thing, which it doesn't look like Mega Dude has here, you can just increase that by all that much more. And, you know, while your long-range AA isn't the best, sitting at, what is it, right around 33 and 126, so it's like 150 combined. That's not too good, so you really do rely on your mid-range AA to do a lot of the work. So picking up AFT or even the AA range module isn't a bad idea. However, I think I would rather take the AA range and obviously take aiming systems, because you want to be hitting your shells as much as possible. And especially, like I said earlier, this is only we only have 12 15-inch guns, and at tier 10 that's the smallest caliber battleship gun we have. And 15-inch guns against angled cruisers at this range, at this tier, well, it doesn't always work out the way a lot of people expect it to. Now, the next slot is pretty much completely up to you. I would recommend damage control, since this ship is covered in 32mm plating on the bow, on the upper main belt. So I definitely recommend damage control. Steering gears is optional if you want to play that, like, sort of mid to long range support role. That is something you can certainly do. And look at this Mega Dude. He's popped his main battery reload booster on that Grozvoy, and now he's looking at a turning Zao, and let's see if he can't get the full deletion. And we get a nice dev strike there. 2 citadels, a few pens and overpens. We only eat 1 torpedo. Very nice use of the reload booster there by Mega Dude. And we can kind of see where this ship really gets its strengths and weaknesses. So definitely recommend damage control. Concealment is also a nice thing. This ship at stock has like 16 kilometer, let's see, 16.74 kilometer detectability and 15.09 detectability by air, and certainly that is not very good. But so I would definitely recommend using the concealment module, and then obviously main battery reload, boosting your reload from a 28-second reload to, what is it, like a 25.5, or maybe just under 25. We'll have to wait and see here. I'm sure AR is kicking in a little bit there too, but I would definitely recommend that. Now, for your reload, or for your captain perks, I really don't know. It's kind of up to you on what you want to choose. Definitely priority target, adrenaline rush, superintendent for sure to get more reload booster and speed boosts, and then concealment expert. And then, like I said, you can pair AFT to increase both your secondary range, which by stock they have 7.5 kilometer range, which is good, and you can get those, what is it, 20%. Quick math, 1.4, so it's roughly 10 kilometers if you do choose to do that. Let's see, it doesn't, I don't think Mega Dude is doing that here. No, he's not. So nearly a 10 kilometer range isn't awful, or sorry, 9 kilometer range with AFT isn't awful. You can kind of pick. I would definitely recommend survivability, like I said, because of the 32mm plating, and then you can kind of maybe pick expert marksman, or maybe jack of all trades to get all your consumables back faster, since you do have quite a bit of them. And you know, that's obviously something that you can work with. And so one of the, so we already kind of highlighted the upsides of the Bourgonge is, well, it's got very nice reload. It's got the main battery reload booster and a speed boost. So those are some of the good things. The Citadel is actually quite good at 350 or 370 millimeters of Citadel armor. I don't actually know how high up the ship it goes. From my understanding, it's pretty much like an Alsace, so for the most part, the Citadel is like pretty much all underwater, and then you're going to have to go through a lot of armor to actually Citadel it. While it is possible, this is the first time I've seen this ship, so obviously first testing needs to be done before any solid conclusions can come out. With that being said, you are fairly protected, again, except for the 32mm plating, and that is one of the biggest downsides to this ship, is having that 32mm just covered in by this whole ship. The other downside is those 15-inch guns having that sometimes lackluster penetration and punchiness to the shells. Sometimes it is very difficult to take on cruisers if they angle properly. But for the most part, it looks like this ship is actually very strong, and would I recommend it? Well, I haven't really played it, so I can't give you my full recommendation. However, whenever I do get enough steel to get the ship, certainly I will be getting it and hopefully testing it out as much as possible for you guys. Because I do think at the moment this is a strong ship, and if you really do like the gameplay of the Alsace, then I think this ship is pretty much for you. You've got this nice mixture between good AP and good HE, and of course the main battery reload booster. It's just a full package, just Alsace on steroids basically, at tier 10. And then you know, get into these other things where, I mean, you've got tier 10 matchmaking, so you're always top tier, and you also have good economy, so to say. And you can, you know, kind of see where this ship can be very, very strong and very beneficial to you a lot of times. Now, one perk that I would possibly recommend here is actually Expert Loader, and while we do lead a little bit too far on the Zhao here, the reason I would recommend Expert Loader is for the fact that you do have quite a good reload, even without the main battery reload booster. And we can see with Adrenaline Rush, I believe he's running Adrenaline Rush here, we're right around 21 seconds on our reload. But Expert Loader is so useful because you can quickly switch between AP and HE, and since, again, because you have smaller caliber guns compared to other battleships of your tier, well, you know, being able to switch between AP and HE is actually very, very helpful. Let's see if this Zhao, oh, he just barely lives on 2,700 HP, and maybe had we used some secondary modules, maybe we could have gotten that kill. Wouldn't that be great? So we got 2 fires. It doesn't look like Megadude is terribly worried about them, though. Looks like the Zhao might be dead here. 2 overpens. Just a little bit too unfortunate for us. We do have to watch out for torpedoes from that one Zhao, but also we got a lightning on our side that hasn't been spotted for a while, so it is pretty likely that torpedoes are coming, so that's probably why Megadude saved his damage control there. He didn't want to be flooding for a full minute, so nice play there. And as this Zhao is making his turn, let's see if he can snipe him for the Kraken. We do pick up that Kraken. Call it what you like, but I call it a kill secure. And there are the torpedoes that I mentioned. And oh my gosh, call Mega lucky or something, but man, all skill, no luck. Good job, Megadude there. Even if you did take that torpedo, you did, you know, consider the fact that you could have taken one, and you didn't pop your damage control when you did have those 2 fires. So, very nice job there, Megadude. And the lightning is spotted, and even with that, the recent changes to AP pens on destroyers, well, I don't think it matters for that lightning, as Megadude launches 4 shells right into his ship and pretty much incapacitating him. A bit interesting that his secondaries aren't going off. I wonder if Megadude actually has manual secondaries and he hasn't selected them on the lightning. I'm not too sure why they aren't going off, unless they're all destroyed. They might actually be all destroyed. Or I guess the front one is destroyed, the 2 rear ones can't actually target him. But here we can see a little bit more of the reload booster in action here. And Mega at this point is just farming as much damage here at the end of the replay, just to boost him a little bit. And wow, look at that Citadel. I did not expect that. But from my experience, 12 kilometers is actually a pretty good range to get citadels at things that usually don't get citadels, like Grossa Kerfurs, Turpitz, I guess Roma too. So that's very nice to see. And as that Roma is just barely surviving on hit points and he's fully broadside, we do pick up our 6th kill of the game. And now it's just waiting for the lightning. Now one thing I guess I forgot to mention when I was talking about the HE spam about this ship is it actually has very good HE, 63 millimeters of pen, and if you do so choose to, you can actually get it up to something fairly crazy. Let's see, if you decide to try and troll people with IFHE 63 times 1.3, you do get 81 millimeters of penetration. I don't know if that's actually beneficial to you, but you'll just have to wait and see and kind of go through the ships that have over that much armor. Alright, so there at the end of the replay, we ended up getting 7 kills, 800,000 credits, 14,000 XP, 13,000 free XP. We must have been running a lot of free XP flags. Devstrike, Confederate, Fireproof, Dreadnought, Kraken, High Caliber. Oh my gosh, so many medals. 4 Mega Dude here, 223,000 damage. 134 shell hits, 5 citadels, I think 2 of which were on that Zao that we dev struck, and then 1 on that Roma, and I forgot where the other 2 came from. But nonetheless, we did get a couple base defense, and we managed to spot 1 person. Team score-wise, wow, talk about getting wrecked by RNG or whatever. 2,999 base XP, literally 1 more XP, like anything, like I think 1 more secondary hit would have put us over the top there. A very nice game there. Unfortunately, our buddies in our division didn't do too hot, but that's okay because a lot of times, at least for me, whenever my team kind of dies, sometimes I just have an amazing game. Thankfully, we ended up winning this one, so that's always very, very nice to see. Damage distribution, well, for the most part, is all armor piercing. That's kind of what you should expect with this Bourgogne. It should be mostly AP, but if you do need to, I would definitely recommend using your high explosive and starting as much fires as you can. Unfortunately, we didn't get any fires here, which is a bit surprising. You do have a 36% base fire chance, which obviously isn't the worst, but it certainly isn't Conqueror's level of HE spam. But certainly I'm a bit surprised that we didn't get anything there. We did manage to tank nearly 100k, which is awesome. You kind of got to see the nice survivability aspects of the ship, and you kind of have to play it a little bit held back. You can't just YOLO into a cap like sometimes you can in Republic and just secondaries blazing, or Kerfur, same thing. So you do have to be careful about how you approach the game and approach caps and that sort of thing. So even without a premium account, 400 grand, nearly 400 grand is still a very nice takeaway from this replay. Obviously, this is a little bit skewed to the higher damaging replays, so maybe this isn't your average game, but certainly it is a great game, and you can see kind of what the credit earning potential of the ship is. It's not something like a Missouri or Musashi, but still 600 grand for a game like this. I'll take it. So I hope you guys did enjoy this replay. If you did, please like it, comment. If you don't like it, dislike it. But please tell me what I'm doing wrong. I'm trying to improve my commentary as much as possible. I know it's obviously not going to be to everyone's liking, but I really do try and focus in on it and hopefully get better. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to send us a replay, send it to BIAworldofwarships@gmail.com. And yeah, I hope you have a nice day, guys, and I'll see you guys later.